right, let's go ahead and work with some of the standing postures. This is a really great sequence to offer as a restorative standing leg stretches. Some people might not consider it restorative, so we can make it super easy and chill, or we can make it more challenging. The first thing we're going to do is learn how to push the swing forward and time it. We're standing at the back of the mat, and we want to get our foot up there. So we're going to hold on to the top of the leg loops to begin. I'm just going to give the swing a little push, and I'm going to make sure that when the swing is forward, I bring my right leg up. Now when I'm in this position, I can hold on to where the fabric meets the webbing. I call it the nub, and then I can just lean back. When I lean back, straight arms, straight legs, it's a little bit of trust, but I get a great back stretch. From there, I'm going to inhale, pull forward, lift through the heart, lift through the chest, press up onto the ball of the foot, and I'm going to flex my right toes back and keep pushing forward into some sort of split. Only go as far as it feels good. Go ahead and exhale and lean back, sink back into it. Really enjoy that stretch. We're going to use the handholds next, but let's try for the leg loops this time. We're going to do 2 variations. So go ahead and press forward, press, 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 bicep curl. Good. And then one more time, exhale, lean back. Okay, cool. So we're going to pull ourselves up to neutral, to center, and then we're going to try for the handholds. So the handholds tend to be a little bit more advanced, but they're going to help us go into some of our floating sequences from here. So we want to get a nice wrist wrap. So I put my hands in there, and then I grab, and then I can lean back. So we don't go nearly as far, but it's a little bit of a stronger bicep curl as well. And then we're going to come to center, bend the knee out to the side. Let's try the pigeon first. So I can float in my pigeon if I'm holding on to my handholds. I won't float if I'm holding on to the leg loops. And now from our pigeon, we're going to press the knee down, keep the foot flexed so the knee is happy, and then I can actually float into an I Dream of Genie, I call it. It's like a little genie pose. And then I like to rotate in the space, twist a little from side to side, maybe extend both legs and play, bending the left knee and straightening the right leg, and then coming back in and pulling ourselves up. Nice, as well as sinking down. So many different options there. And then I'm going to come on back to stand. Okay, so that was pigeon. Then I'm going to bend the front leg, press into a forward lunge. Now in the forward lunge, I like to land it at the back of the mat, so hop your foot back a little bit more. Good, that's it. And then from here, I'm going to release my handholds. I'm going to come through the center of the swing and lift the chest. Nice deep breaths. I call it V for victory. So we're not dropping in with our head, but we're lifting and pressing open. Beautiful. So find left elbow, left knee, right elbow, right knee, left foot down, and then we're going to lean back into the swing. When we lean back into it, my arm comes up and overhead. So I'm on this big diagonal from the edge of my foot all the way to my fingertips. Beautiful. And then if you want to extend the leg, this would be more advanced, but you can extend it, hold onto the foot with one hand or both hands. This would be like a standing revolver, right? Similar to what we did on the floor. Come on out. You're going to be spring-loaded. Pull yourself back up. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Right, so make sure we find the alignment first. Then we're going to push the swing away. When we push it away, we're going to, I call it steering. We're going to let the hands bank from side to side in the space. I'm kind of pushing and pulling, which is stretching into the calf. It just feels amazing. I love that sensation, going deep into the back of the leg. And then we can pull and come on up. So I'm coming to stand, and then I can push away, and you just play with what feels good for today. I'm going to use both forearms to wrap around and hug the swing towards me. In this position, I'm going to keep my left hand hooked. My right fingers can come back behind me for a standing revolver twist. Which hand again? So you're going to keep your left arm hooked. Yes, and then we're spinning towards the lifted leg. And then we reach back towards our thumb with our gaze. And then both forearms hook again. And then we're going to open up to the other direction. So spinning away from the lifted leg, and then looking back toward your thumb for another standing twist. twist variation. Beautiful. Okay, so this is the fun part. This is where we get to float a little bit and play. Now, I usually teach this in the advanced acrobatics, but I just want to show you the first part. We're going to bend the standing leg. Let there be a little bit of a swing, not a huge swing. You're going to get both feet in there. Good. So when we get both feet in there, we're going to bend the knees out to the side. The swing's going to be on the outer edges of the ankles, and then we can come into a flying monkey. So we're going to arch and lean back. Just let that feel good. And then we're going to bicep curl up to sit on our feet. Now we can go forward into our Supta Virasana from here, but we're going to hold off and teach that tomorrow. We're just going to lean back again, stretch the chest, lifting the hips, and then we're going to straighten the legs. Perfect. Now this is our transition to Nataraja. I'm going to take my left foot and I'm going to bend both knees and I'm going to land it on the top of my shin, the left shin. Now I'm going to make sure that I find my ground in the center of the mat with the right foot, and then I'm going to make sure my left toes stay flexed so I can hook the swing with my back foot. Yes! And now we can release the hand holds. I usually come into that flexed position and lean forward for the mini Nataraja. So lean forward with your heart and not your head. So come on up and try it again. Let the pivot point be at the hips, not the head coming forward. So the hips pivot, the heart opens. Yeah. And then we can lift the leg if that's available. It's kicking into the swing. It's going to open our shoulders at the same time. It's amazing. Now, if we want to switch it up, I'm going to bring my elbows on the inside of the swing. I'm going to bend the elbows so that my arms go around the swing. And then I'm going to pull. So I'm reaching for my shoulder blades, holding onto the swing with both hands, and then I can pull and lift to come into the full standing Nataraja. It's very challenging, so pull the elbows in, keep the chest lifted, and only bring the foot up as high as it's comfortable. And then we're going to come into our third version, which is actually the easier version. We're reversing it. We're going to hold on to the top of the leg loops for this one. We're going to stand, we're going to bend both knees a lot and just let our arms lengthen. And then we're going to feel that stretch. So we're kind of pressing back. Beautiful. How does that feel? Awesome. Yeah. So if that's too much on the shoulders, you can always bicep curl and lift yourself up a little bit and come more upright. But if you can get to the full extension, that's awesome. Come on back up to stand. Come up to neutral. That looks beautiful. We're going to hold on to the leg loops in the center. So we're bunching those up in our hands. Nice strong grip. Okay. So now, warrior three and boat pose. So first we're going to extend straight out in front of us. So extend the arms, extend the legs, both legs straight, both arms straight. Full extension, okay? So that's boat, or a version of boat. And then I'm going to come out to airplane wings, which is warrior three, kind of challenging. And an easier warrior three is to push the leg loops up onto the shoulders like backpack, and then we're in our airplane. Right, so retain the arms, both legs straight. We have an easier time bending from side to side. So this would be the easier version too. So holding them in the hands and pressing down is really strong. Route in the teeth, and this would be the easier version. We're going to reach for the leg loops. We're going to bend both knees to push back up to stand. And all we have to do is straighten our toes towards the sky, lift our toes, and then the swing's going to come off. So that was all of side one. Nice big sequence. And of course we can make that longer or shorter depending on how much our buddies are enjoying the standing poses. But it is nice to just see how we can use the swing. This is kind of more like traditional yoga, or even in aerial yoga I see a lot of these moves. So I do them sometimes. I like more of the multi-dimensional movement, but you can see when we incorporate the leg loops into this, it can get really fun. So again, we're going to hold on to the top of the leg loops to begin. We're standing at the back of the mat, and we're just creating a timing, a rhythm with the swing coming forward. Now, when the swing comes all the way forward, that's when we get the leg up there. And most people will try to just shimmy that on, and it's nice to use the alignment and the momentum. Okay? So holding on strongly, we're going to lean back, Strong arms, straight legs. Drop your hips, stretch the back body. So drop your hips all the way to get this stretch. There you go. And then we're going to inhale, pull forward, arch and open. Bicep curl. Press up onto the ball of the foot, coming into your splits. Woo! And then exhale, straight arms, straight legs, lean back, drop the hips. Stretch the back body here. Oh, it feels so good. Inhale, lift. Arch. Lean forward. Splits. Exhale, lean back. Last time. Dropping in, letting that feel good. All right, go ahead and come to neutral. Pull yourself up to stand. Let's use our hand holds. With our hand holds, we're going to use a wrist wrap. So I like to get it tight across the wrists, and then grab. That's why I make them so long. So we can actually get our hand in there and then grab. Okay, one more time. We're going to lean back, stretch, exhale, and then inhale, pull forward, coming up onto the ball of the foot, bicep curl, arch, and open. Then we're going to bend the knee out to the side, come to stand. So I usually like to hop to like the center of the mat. You'll notice that the pivot point is right underneath the plumb line. And then I keep my foot flexed to keep the knee safe, but I'm really pressing the knee down level with the earth. That's the standing pigeon stretch. It's quite an intense rotation in the hip joint. It's really amazing. Okay, and then what I can do from there is start to play. I can lift up. I can cross the legs. I can lower the hips. I can twist. So this is our freestyle playtime. I can straighten that left and bend right and hang. All kinds of tricks. I'm going to land it back at the back of the mat. I'm going to bend the front knee and push forward onto the ball of the foot to come into a forward lunge. Okay, when I come into my forward lunge, I'm going to release my hand holds. Go through the swing into a V, pushing the swing away for a victory. So just think victory, V here. Lifting that looks beautiful, lifting the heart, lifting the chest, and then pressing the left forearm, left elbow into the knee, and then rolling the back heel down. So we're coming into a side angle now. I can lean back into the swing, really lean back, push the back of the head into the swing. That way we can lift the chest, and then the hand is going to come up and over on a diagonal. So from the back edge of the foot all the way to the fingertips is a big diagonal. Beautiful. And if it feels good, we're going to straighten the front leg. You can hold on with one hand or both hands. Come into whatever version of revolver that feels good for you today. If it feels crunchy to go all the way into a hand hold, then just hold on with one hand. When you're ready, we're going to come up, holding onto the swing, one and then both hands. Rotate onto the ball of the back foot again, bending the front leg to begin, and then coming up to neutral. Press the swing down to the ankle. And I like to just call this steering. You feel, experiment with what feels good. I flex my foot back to get the maximum stretch, and then I'm pushing through the Achilles, stretching into the calf. It's a real tight spot for a lot of folks. So we can push away, we can pull in. We're kind of doing a little bit of a rolfing session here using the swing fabric to get into the connective tissue. I find it really effective, but only go as far as it feels good. And then we're going to pull the swing back towards us, wrap our forearms around. Take a moment to pause. So we're going to keep our left forearm and hook that strongly so we can open up to the right. Right fingertips reach back behind you and let your gaze follow your thumb. For a standing twist and then back through center. We still have to find our balance. We're just not going to fall over with the swing holding us, which is so nice. Wrap the right forearm around strongly. Reach your left fingertips back behind you. And this is a revolved standing twist now. See if that feels good. Stand in all directions. And then come on back. We're going to have a little bit more playtime. So we could do that 3 to 5 times if we're feeling really tight in the back body to give it a chance to loosen up. What I want to do is float and play a little, so I'm going to go back to my hand holds using a wrist wrap. I'm going to bend my standing leg. So I don't want a big swing. So if I just go from the back, I'm going to have a big swing. And that's really fun, but if it's a really crowded class, or if there's lots of things like mirrors or walls that we might run into, we're going to just have a little swing. So we bend the standing leg, just have a little swag, and then we're going to get both feet in there again. Just notice even here, stretching the shoulders, rotating the hips from side to side, that feels really good. And then we're going to bend the knees out to the side, feet together like Baddha Konasana, and then we're going to press our hips up, lean back for a flying monkey variation. So good. Now even in flying monkey, I can bank a little from side to side with my hips. This is one of the stretches I do quite a bit, and it feels amazing. We're getting more into the side body stretch from here. And then we can press our hips forward, bicep curl up to sitting on our feet. And that is a preparation to come into Supta Virasana, which we will look forward to tomorrow. Go ahead and lean your hips back, sink back, straighten the legs. Okay, Nataraja, our final pose here. So we're going to bend both knees, and I'm going to get the top of the right foot, like the right shin, inside the swing, right? So then I can come to sit, and then I'm going to let my left foot find the center of the mat. My right foot is going to stay flexed so that I can straighten that knee down towards the ground, and then lean forward, releasing my hand holds, coming into my flexed position. So hands up here a little bit more and see what that's like. So elbows down, but hands up a little bit more. Yes, that's it. You might need to slide in. Cool. Now the more that we lean forward and kick back, the deeper the stretch in our chest. I notice that relationship, so only go as far as it feels good for today. Maybe just go a little bit. Take a breath, and then inhale, come on back into it. I find if you revisit a pose a few times with the breath, you're able to go way further than trying to hold it, squeezing with tension. Come on back up to stand. We're going to switch. The elbows go through the inside and then around. My hands are going to point down towards my shoulder blades. That's it. And then I'm going to hold on to the swing as low as I can, elbows towards the sky, and now I can really pull. So find your balance, pull your elbows together, and then up. So there is work involved here, right? So really go for it if you have the flexibility, but notice that you're still having your balance and your strength all in one. Come on back up to stand. We're transitioning to the easier version, which is just sliding down the leg loops. I like to hold in the center of the leg loops, and now I'm just going to bend, right? I'm just going to bend. So that would be taking it easy on the shoulders, right? I can just bend. So if it's too much and your quad is like, singing opera, then take it easy. If you want to go a little bit further and hold on to the top of the leg loop, and then you can straighten the arms. See what feels good for today. Experiment with it. This is still a big stretch. I like pressing back and almost coming into splits here, or just bending both knees, but lift the chest. You can bicep curl and pull up to get a deeper quad stretch. Lots of different variations with using the leg loops and hand holds, as well as holding on to the swing. Inhale, pull yourself back up. Let's find neutral. Let's find the bottom of the leg loops once again in the center, holding on tightly. And we're going to extend. I know the standing leg's like, we're almost done. Nice and strong through the glutes. We're going to press our arms straight. Reach back through a straight leg for boat pose. Okay? Really strong. And from boat, we can come out to warrior three. Lift the chest, pressing down strongly with the arms. Working, working, working. And then decide to do the easier version and come into the backpack on the shoulders, and then we can have our airplane wings just like our skydiver. Back leg is nice and straight. Okay, so we're getting that nice big lift. If you want to make it a stronger pose, push down strongly with the back leg. Press that back leg down. Yes. Now you can feel everybody turn on back there and working. Okay, great. So from here, there's all kinds of cool tricks and flips that we can learn and do, but we're going to hold on to our leg loops. Press it back up to stand. Let our toes point towards the sky. Come on down. Let's give the legs a little shake, sometimes shaking it out after all those standing poses. Even though that was a challenging sequence, just think how much easier it is than falling over 100 times in a yoga class, trying to find all that balance and alignment and all that stuff. So the swing helps us build those intrinsic muscles, gets the strength and flexibility without being so wobbly. Okay, that was our standing sequence.